View. Hi.
Hola.
Oh god, this is the worst. It's already bad. It's already the worst fucking podcast. Hi. Alright, so welcome to The Crows, or whatever this is gonna be on. We're going back to our roots. We're going back to ripping off the Procrastinators podcast. That's what we're doing, and we're gonna fucking rip off the interview thingies. But it's not going to be just Digi interviewing everything. It's going to be, or it's not going to be similar to that. It's just going to be, I guess, different people interviewing other different people. And right now, I am with Day, who is kind of my Devu equivalent. Would you say that?
Yeah, like I stumbled across your content and just I started talking to you as a result of having found your content, and like I make videos myself, but not nearly to the same extent as you. Yeah, I'm basically Devu.
Yeah, only there's like you don't edit for
Yeah.
me. You're not my slave who kind of lived in my house for a bit. Though that may change. Watch your windows at night.
Excellent.
But yeah, so you make you're a grill who makes analysis videos sometimes.
Yes.
Cause before you knew about me, I knew about you, and I watched your Evangelion 2.0 videos, back in April or May, I believe.
Yeah, back when those were coming
And
out.
I enjoyed them a lot. And then there exists a deleted podcast, cuz back in August, I was going through this phase of hating everything, hating all analysis videos, so I just wrote down all the anime YouTubers in a list, that all of them. I just decided to talk shit about all of them, and you were in there.
Excellent.
I don't even remember what I said about you. I guess I just said I called your content boring or something. I don't know.
Which I think it is, but most people disagree. So.
I mean, I disagree with that now, but yeah, that was during a phase where I just hated all AniTubers, and I wanted to and I was gonna put it on the main channel to like set up the end of trash, but it never ended up happening because it was so bad. It shouldn't exist ever. And then also, I'd say your Serial Experiments Lane video is really good.
Yeah, that's easily my best video. I think that the ranking of my videos from best to worst probably goes the Lane video, the 2.22 sucks videos, the K-On video, then the Made in Abyss video. The Made in Abyss video is garbage. I made that just out of like a spur of the moment. Hey, I have an idea about a currently airing show. This will get me views, because I apparently cared about that at the time.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I know I watched the Made in Abyss video. I don't really remember what you said in that. What was the point of that?
Yeah,
video? I honestly forgot.
If I remember correctly, I was talking about how how it made it so that like the viewer. It was about like how it made the viewer able to like empathize with these characters that grew up in a completely alien world through like manipulating the context that they had into the world at certain moments at certain times, and yeah.
Well, obviously, your best video is Resaic ? Div when.
Yes. Yeah, it's encrypted text over Yume Nikki music that like 7 people bothered to decrypt at most.
I didn't decrypt it because I don't know how to decrypt it.
Yeah, did you see the have you seen the unlisted video about like the one that's like the point of art spelled in like the SpongeBob mocking text? Yeah, that's what that led to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also
Okay.
a bad, but it also made me
That arc.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
video.
because okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Okay.
on.
Like that video is like the text in the video is like a Caesar cipher, and then in the description there's like a base 64 thing that decodes to something that says tag you're it, and that's supposed to allude to the fact that you're supposed to check the source code and go to the tags, and then find something that's a bunch of random text that's actually the back half of a link to the video. So it's understandable that most people didn't solve it.
That's that's pretty creative, actually. I don't know. I always found like ARGs like that pretty interesting, though I could never really do one because I don't think I'll be clever enough to really plant one out because I don't know. That's a very technical thing to do, and I'm not very technically minded.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'd ever be good at solving other people's like. I've heard rumors about like a Horseshoe Haven ARG or something that Jesse apparently did a while back, and I
Oh
looked and looked
yeah,
and looked and never actually found anything. So,
yeah. Jesse did an like a Horseshoe Haven ARG a while back. I think Magos solved it
oh
actually.
really? Huh?
Yeah, at least part of it. But yeah, you discovered who I was, and I was like, oh, Daymaster, I know who this person is. I see this person, I saw this person's videos, see her in the comment section of PCP videos, and you have one of the top comments on the Lane official Six Experiments Lane opening,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah. And then I came across your vlogging channel, and I listened to a whole bunch of your vlogs in school one day. I binged through a lot of them while just like wandering around in gym class, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool. This person's a cool. And then you're invited to the Crows, and we started talking a lot, which was good.
Hmm. Yeah, my vlogs are definitely a lot better and a lot more interesting than my main channel, just because like in the main channel everything my main channel videos outside of the encrypted one are all basically just like vlog ideas, except I decided to write them out and therefore they don't feel nearly as personal. So
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, I think, yeah, I think they're I think they're even more personal because it's not written out. But that's just me because I really like raw content.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
wrong content's the best content.
yeah, raw. No one should ever write anything down. If you write anything down, then your content is worthless and dumb, and I hate it. You should only. Oh, you shouldn't even have an idea. You should just like go to the microphone and talk, see what comes out for like 6 or 7 hours, and then upload that with some harsh noise under it. And under the harsh noise is the entire end of Ava's soundtrack looping throughout that 7 hour video. That's the only content that should ever exist. But yeah, yeah, we discovered each other. It was good. It was, and then yes, I guess I'll move on to the actual questions. And the first one is how did you get into anime?
uh So technically, my introduction to anime without knowing that it was anime was probably through Pokemon. Yeah, it was definitely through Pokemon. Actually, it's weird because I was a huge fanatic of the Pokemon card game for a
Oh
long
yeah.
time before I was a fan of the anime, but eventually I found out, hey, wait, this card game that I play all the time has a show. Oh my god! So then I got into Cartoon Network, and then at the same time, I wonder actually what happened first, me getting into Bakugan or me getting into Pokemon, because those were both on Cartoon Network at the time. But uh, yeah,
That's weird because when I was like 7, I was really into Bakugan. I didn't know what anime was, and then I got in. Then when I was like 10, I got into the Pokemon card game and show around the same time. I never played the games. I just like really liked the cards,
yeah.
and I watched the show all the time. I think I watched like around like 100 episodes of Pokemon. I'm not gonna mark it on my mouth because I don't remember any of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird similarity.
Yeah,
right
I've probably seen about the same number of episodes plus like a bunch of the random movies that I had on DVD as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Bakugan, Bakugan I ended up being a lot more obsessed with. I remember that Bakugan was probably like the second piece of media to ever actually make me cry. Like when I was I was watching the end of the show for some reason it didn't air on Cartoon Network or I missed it, and I bought it on DVD months later, and it was just like everybody having all the Bakugan having to return to Vestray at the end was just like the saddest thing.
Yeah. I remember none of Bakugan. I didn't watch the ending. That does seem like if I was really attached to it, that would probably make me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But,
and then
yeah,
I found out that there was a second season, and it didn't matter. And then there were like 5 more seasons after that were all terrible, like even to 5-year-old or 10-year-old or however old I was me.
Kill them all. Kill.
Yeah, ruin every show that has more than one season.
Yes, no show should be more than 12 episodes. If your show is more than 12 episodes, it's bad. But like other than like Pokemon and Bakugan, like what got you into the medium of anime?
Anime, knowing that it was anime, it's weird because like I think that eventually I found out that the shows that I was watching on Cartoon Network and like CW4 Kids. By the way, I also stumbled across CW4 Kids at some point and started watching Yu-Gi-Oh and Sonic X and Dragon Ball on there. But I eventually found out that those were anime because as soon as I got a computer, I started spending like the vast majority of my time just lurking around on like Dragon Ball, who would win in a fight forums, and like same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. And through that, I eventually found out that those were anime. But I didn't actually watch anymore until it was around my 13th birthday, I think, when for my 13th birthday, I was just like looking around for like things that I might want, and I walked into a Barnes and Noble, and then sitting on in that Barnes and Noble on the front and center on some shelf display thing that was like in the middle of the store for whatever reason was the omnibus of the first 3 volumes of Naruto. So I asked for that for my birthday. I got that on my birthday, and after that, it was just like, holy crap! This is the greatest thing of all time because it's long form and has slightly better characters than Dragon Ball. Nothing can be better than this. Then after that, I started like talking to like kids that I knew at school who were also apparently into anime. This kid named Vincent told me to watch SAO. I did. I liked it. I watched an analytical diatribe, realized that I hated it. Watched Digibro, then watched a bunch more anime.
Yeah, that sounds like a very interesting story, but different from mine because like for you, it doesn't seem like there was this defining show that completely got you, that made you fall in love with the medium as a whole.
Yeah,
where with me,
it was a long segue.
Yeah, with me. With me, I watched Pokemon and Bakugan, like I like those shows, but and then also, I tried getting into anime like around the same time when I was 10. I watched 7 episodes of Code Geass. I really liked it, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna get me into anime, and then I couldn't find the 8th episode, so I gave up. And then when I was 11, about a year later, I watched the first 2 episodes of Kill la Kill just randomly on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. But I was like, this is subtitles. I can't read. Nope. But then in November of 2014, I met my best friend Chris, and he's told me to watch Death Note. And then I watched it, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I was like, yeah, anime! Yeah, and then I started, but my problem while getting into that was, I only had Netflix. Like that was the extent of my anime knowledge was Netflix.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really I didn't know how to find anime. So for a while I would just be like watching some crappy show on Netflix and then dropping it right after. And then it wasn't until I discovered Kiss Anime that I can just watch everything I want for free. So I just started doing that, and slowly but surely I started getting really into it. And the show that made me want to become an otaku was when I watched Full Metal Alchemist in early 2016. I was just like, yeah, this is the greatest medium. Obviously, I'm gonna sink all my time into this. And this is around the time, and in late 2015. No wait, in the summer of 2015, I got into Digibro, started watching his content, but only his main channel content.
Sorry, what? You cut out for that last sentence.
Oh, but only his main channel content until around May of 2016. But yeah, I do have a similar Barnes and Noble experience because I was like, oh, manga, I guess I should also read this. And I got I was just like seeing what was popular. It's like the first 2 volumes of Bleach. I'm just gonna buy this. This should be good, and it wasn't. It was bad. Or like the first 3 volumes of Attack on Titan. I enjoyed that actually. I really enjoyed the Attack on Titan manga. Or like, I don't know.
Yeah. Attack on Titan was also one of the first shows that I watched, and I liked the first season at the time. I probably would hate it if I rewatched it, but it's the ultimate, like, normal people will enjoy this because it's basically just, like, a more violent version of what you would see on Western TV anyway.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I enjoyed Attack on Titan. I thought it was kind of boring. I guess I gave it a 6 at the time. But right now I hate it. Right now I'm just like, ugh, it's not even good. But back then I watched it because it was popular. I guess this is what qualifies as good. This is okay, I guess. I couldn't really get through more than 3 episodes at a time. So it was
yeah. Like when I was watching the show, the arc where they're chasing the female Titan through the woods for 10 episodes straight, and it's just that was really boring even at the time.
Yeah, Attack on Titan is boring as shit. I don't know why it's so popular.
Because people die and there's dramatic music.
Oh yeah, people die, dramatic music, and also plot, so it appeals to the Western audience. But I still like, well, I guess I'll like this. And then I started talking to it with my friends, and then everyone is like, dude, you gotta get into the manga. And I bought the first 3 volumes. No, wait, no, I bought the first 3 volumes before I saw the show. Never mind. But yeah, everyone was like, dude, and then back in 6th grade, I was like, I really like anime. What if I start an anime YouTube channel, which I guess is the earliest, the earliest fucking foreshadowing of Weeb Trash Productions. And everyone was like, dude, you should do a theory video on what's in Aaron's dad's basement, dude. That's what you should do. Yeah. But my point is, Attack on Titan is dumb and I hate it.
Yeah, if it's popular, it can't be good. It isn't 99% of the time, but if it's popular, it can't be good.
If it has more than 80,000 people on Mal, then it's a 1 out of 10, and you shouldn't watch it. And if you like it, I'm sorry, we have to put you down.
Yeah, there was this one girl in 8th grade who literally every day for the entire year wore an Attack on Titan sweatshirt, and like I saw during the last day of school there was someone who came in a full Survey Corps cosplay, like no joke. It was ridiculous. I don't understand how. Like these people devote so much energy to this show. Like it's not just something they watch and talk about in passing. It's like an active obsession for all of them. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I mean, we're both gigantic Ava fans. I'm pretty sure we both wake up, pray to our Evangelion shrines every morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that show has like a lot you can sink your teeth into. That show just has a whole lot of content you can explore.
Yeah.
And
like,
but like,
yeah. The show is like, it's not only is it super deep, but it's also like one of the most like dramatic things. Like yeah. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is the only thing I can think of that like outweighs like how tense I was when I was watching like episode 19 for the first time. Like when I was watching episode 19 for the first time, I literally afterwards just had to not stop watching and go for a walk for like an hour, just thinking about what the heck I just saw. That was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. It was
oh yeah,
nothing.
Yeah, end of Ava got me like, the original TV ending. I finished like the day before the first week of school, or like no, the last week of school, and of 7th grade, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then I was just thinking about it. I couldn't get my mind off it all day, and then watched End of Ava. Couldn't even more so. Couldn't get it off my mind.
Yeah, it was exactly the same with me. I because I have like the archives of most of the Miiverse posts I was a part of on my computer. I have the exact dates and I have my reactions to most of the episodes saved in Miiverse post format. And yeah, it was all I posted about for like the next several weeks.
Amazing. But anyway, yeah, like Ava is like really dramatic and really dense.
Yeah.
And Attack on Titan just kind of has people dying.
Yeah.
There's people dying. There's they choose certain plot points, make it go on forever, and like just keep like, and just keep certain plot points like they just keep you edging, keep you, so it like goes on for a long time, so it makes you think that there's a lot to sink your teeth into, but really they're just like prolonging some things so they can make you buy more manga because you're an idiot who likes it shows I don't like.
Yeah, let's set up like 5 mysteries at the start of the show and then answer one of them at the end of season 1 and then never discuss any of them again. Like I heard that I don't remember where I heard this, but I heard at some point they finally at least set out to try and find like what's in Aaron's basement, but that's still not going to be resolved for 16 quintillion years, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, definitely. Everything. It's I think like Foggy told me what the Titans turned out to be. I think he said like aliens or something.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Huh. I assumed it was just like some like random genetic mutation. That's really dumb.
Yeah, it was like aliens or something along those lines. But yeah.
Yeah, I the furthest I got into the show was like the first like 3 episodes of season 2, so I have no idea what the heck's going on with any of the mysteries.
Yeah, it's why do this show? But yeah, that was we kind of went off on a tangent because on Attack on Titan. But yeah, the point is anime is the only thing anyone should ever devote their time to. and if you like Attack on Titan, watch better shows because there are better shows out there.
Yeah.
But the second question, you already kind of answered this, but not like the 2/3 of this. How did you get into the PCP and Jesse?
Yeah, I already talked about the PCP, but Jesse, I was introduced to Jesse, I think, by Digi's, what was it, like top 10 analysis videos of 2015 or whatever, and Jesse took up the 2 top spots with What You Gonna Do and Horseshoe Finale. So I watched What You Gonna Do. I was like, holy crap, this is absolutely incredible. I need to find out more about this. And then Horseshoe Finale, I was like, wait, how do I go about finding the context for this? And then just like I found like the playlist of like all the Horseshoe reviews and whatnot, but I was like, hey, wait, these are in the wrong order. They're uploaded in the wrong date. So I continued looking around for a long time until I eventually found the Saga of the Endless One playlist, and then just binged through that over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Actually, that's not really binging, but it was. Yeah, and then I really quickly fell in love after the what was it, top 10 games to play when you're sick or whatever. That was one of my favorite videos I'd seen in a really long time, and that got me hooked on the whole rest of it, and the rest was incredible.
I first heard of Jesse when during in that video, and then as I just skipped around the video a bit, and I saw like, oh, that guy, and then I looked at his channel. I looked at Endless Jesse's channel, and I was just like, what the fuck? I guess he's like a wrestling and video game review guy. I don't know. I don't care. What I didn't know, because like I was watching My Japanese Animes at the time, because I just clicked on it because he was like on the sidebar of Digi's channel, and I also knew. I watched a little bit of Drowning in Horseshoes back when I was really into ponies, and I didn't make the connection until I got into the PCP, and I was like, oh man, all 3 of them are the same guy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, come to think of it, I think I did watch the My Japanese Anime's Madoka Magica video, so I had a kind of similar moment, I think, where I was watching My Japanese Animes later and was like, hey, wait, this is a thing that I saw earlier. Oh my god. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't get it all into Jesse until I started watching the Horseshoe Saga, or the Saga of the Endless One.
And what impact did Gigi have on your Jesse have on your own content?
He was basically like the one that like inspired me to start making things in the first place, because the whole like audiences are parasites because they don't do anything. You should be creating something, or at the very least be a good audience member. And I was like, being a good audience member isn't good enough. I need to make videos, and I did. Yeah. I had this big long plan for this like 6-page document entitled like the Saga of the Anime Elitist, which was this just like a rough draft of a big meta narrative that I wanted to do at the time. Eventually realized, hey, wait, there's no way I'm ever going to get this done because I work at a snail's pace and don't actually have that much motivation. So then I just started making regular videos and completely disregarded that. But yeah, he made me start making videos in the first place, so that was a good.
Oh yeah, you sent me that big rough draft, and I really liked it. I wish you could like do it one day, because that sounds like a great thing. That would be really good. But I guess also shortly after I discovered Jesse, I was like, yeah, being a good audience member isn't enough. So I on my old channel Maximilian222, where I would just like make a video occasionally when I felt like it, pretty low effort when I did. I decided to like I decided like I'm gonna make this like fucking album review series, because I'm really passionate about music. So I made this big thing where I killed my old self, As End of Ava reviewed Kid Cudi Speed and Bullet to Heaven, but I was like, yeah, this is gay. I'm gonna make anime videos. So I did. Cause like my motivation was like I didn't see anyone take influence from Jesse. Like I seen a bunch of Digi guys, like people who like very influenced by Digi, but I saw nobody who was influenced by Jesse. So I was like, might as well do that.
Yeah, yeah, and that. When did you come across Magos, or did he not start making content until after you did?
I came across Magos afterwards. I was like, oh, there's another one, but it didn't like, cause I saw his content, and I kind of had the same reaction before I met him, cause he commented on one of my videos, when I uploaded my top 10 anime YouTube videos. I looked at magazine and I was like, oh, he's like some Warhammer guy. I don't care. And then I started talking to him. He was in the Crows. Like, oh, Magos, I know you're a guy that I know from my comments. And then I caught on to what he was trying to do. I was like, oh, he's another one. Cause I really wish that more people would like incorporate narratives into YouTube and be more experimental with YouTube, which is why like I really liked your Saga of the Anime Elitist
Yeah.
thingy. But how long did it take to come up with that? Like what was your thought process in coming up with
for
that?
me it was basically I just watched Horseshoe Finale 1 year later, and I was like, I need to do it, like any kind of meta narrative. So what can I make this about? Well, what was my thought process actually? Hold on. Let me open up the document and see if I can actually remember anything. Hold on. Actual documents, anime, dropped projects, what did I call it? Saga the Anime Latest.odt. Yeah, I don't remember pretty much anything about what I was like planning specifically to do, to be honest. So, story. Yeah, okay. I have no clue what was going through my head. I was just, it was like, I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't know.
That's fine. I don't know. Sometimes I also forget when I make things, and then I find it, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" But
Yeah, like
yeah,
like I remember just lying down on the trampoline that's in our backyard and just thinking about this and having ideas for this, but I don't remember what was actually inspiring any of it. So, like, yeah.
That means you're this creature called an original creator, which is odd and it's gross and I hate it. Get it away. if literally every aspect of your content is not a reference to something else, then it's not even good. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I've had many ideas, because I've had many ideas for a meta narrative, and I came up with a good one, and then my original plan was foiled. It was ruined because my friends were like, we lost interest in this. So I had to make some quick changes. I had to pull an Ava and bust out the Crayola markers and come up with something. Which is why I want to rebuild it in the future, which will create bad, and you will make a series on why Weeb Trash Productions 2.0 sucks. But yeah. Yeah. Also, okay, so you already answered the third one I wrote down. When did you decide to create analytical videos? Would you like to go more in depth or no?
I don't know if I have very much to go more into. That's not basically. So like a couple of weeks after I finished End of It, I was like, "Holy crap! There are remakes of this. This is gonna be even better. Wow, the art style looks all glossy and great." Then I watched 1.0, and I was just like, "Hey, that was just the first 6 episodes, except the water is red instead of blue now." And then I didn't even make the connection that it was LCL. I had no. I was just stupid. And then I was like 2.0. Oh God, this is the worst thing of all time. What have you done to my characters? Ava's not supposed to work in like movie-based formats because like the middle of the story is like a bunch of like side stories that don't work in movies, so you can't adapt them. Therefore, you lose like 90% of like the investment in what's going on. Oh, there are all these other flaws with it. Help, let me out. I need to express this. So, yeah, that was basically that.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Yeah, everything. It's I get. Yeah. A lot of them in analytical videos. I see are like things that people are like. They feel like they're the only sane person around, so they have to like explain why something is good or bad, and I think that actually creates the best analytical videos.
Yeah, because like if it's an idea that you had from another person about why something is good or bad, then you're not going to, first of all, you're not going to deliver it in a unique way, even if you like try to avoid being influenced by them, because like you subconsciously understand their points already, and also you're not going to deliver it as passionately because you already know that someone's already expressed this idea.
Yeah. Because that's why videos like the SAO Analytical Diatribe stands out so much in the analytical YouTube sphere, because it's, at the time, it was really ground. It was like, oh my god, this person hates this popular anime this much.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the Plinkett reviews, only people didn't already despise it.
Okay. Number four question is, what are some things that like influenced you while you were younger, or things that you like that you're young that carried on to this day? Um, hey, a pun. But yeah, what were something like some things that you liked or influenced you while you were younger?
Uh, that's so basically, I think that like my biggest interest that's carried over from my childhood is Nintendo games. Like my childhood was basically just spent sitting in the basement playing like Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Mario Galaxy, just over and over and over again. Because those were like those games. Galaxy is like a ridiculous amount of content for a Mario game, and Brawl is like a fighting game that you can just play over and over and over again. It doesn't matter how long you play it for. So I just like that just became like a habit that I've had for my entire life now, just like going and playing Smash. But like as for like influences in like as to the way I act or the things that I make when I was younger, I don't really know, because like there's a lot of media that I was like absolutely obsessed with for a short period of time. Like the Percy Jackson and the Olympians book series was like my big obsession for like fourth and fifth grade, and I read like all of those also like over and over again. And then in fifth grade, every day at recess with my friends Maria and Danielle, we just role played Percy Jackson fan fictions essentially for like 40-minute recess. And then after that, after I moved away, I stopped caring because I realized that those books were bad, and my friends were what made them fun. Uh, Other obsessions. Beyblade I was really into for a time. Nerf guns I was really into for a time,
Oh
but
yeah.
nothing. I don't think there's anything that's like any like piece of media or anything that's like influenced my worldview significantly from when I was a child.
Mm. Yeah. I don't know. I was never really into those things, but that certainly is interesting.
Yeah, like
It seems like you're like generally like sheltered from media until very
yeah,
recently.
definitely. Like Like I recently went through and made a letterbox or whatever the name of the keep track of the movies you watch, and you can see there I have like 150 animated kids movies and literally nothing else. So except stuff that I've watched more recently than that. Uh, so like every Care Bears movie, every Tom and Jerry movie, every Scooby Doo movie, and nothing else. So pretty much yeah.
How great.
Because like those are what were on Cartoon Network, because like Cartoon Network just at the time, now they only air Teen Titans Go, but back in the day they just aired random movies from shows that happened to have movies, because that was a thing that literally every show that got popular on Cartoon Network had at the time. So
They did do that. They did that a lot. I remember that. I always, whenever one of them were on, I was just like, "Fuck this! I'm turning to another channel."
mm, yeah, I was kind of the same way with Nickelodeon as well. That's why I've seen like every SpongeBob episode up through like 2012 or so, and same with Fairly Odd Parents. But so I've seen like all like the Fairly Odd Parents specials and movies and all those too. But yeah, just generally never saw like it's rated PG-13. I am not allowed to watch this, said my brain. Like I felt morally obligated not to watch anything or play any video games that I was like under the age rating of.
Oh, that's interesting. I never understood that mind. Like I understand that mindset because I'm like that with everything that's not media. Even now, I'm just like, well, I'm a child. That this is not for me. I should stay as far away from this as possible. I should hide, never experience life. I should hide in my room, become a hikikomori, never leave. But I don't know. With media, I never really experienced that. And also like my mom like just let me watch PG-13 movies as young as like 7, because she was like, you're mature enough, I guess.
Yeah, because to me movies like that I don't understand why they're rated as such. It doesn't make any sense to me that this has a thing that this kid's eventually going to be exposed to anyway, blood, swearing, whatever. It doesn't matter when they're exposed to it. They're just going to be like stigmatized against it in their minds the longer you hold off in exposing them to it. So rating systems are bad. Everyone should be allowed to play / watch everything.
Yeah. I agree, though I did hear somewhat of a sound argument to this, but it was like I don't know. We were discussing this in class. I think I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Then my teacher's like, "Well, you guys should like be kids as long as you should. You guys are so desensitized to everything nowadays, and you don't realize how valuable childhood is."
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody realizes how valuable childhood is while they're children. Like everybody always wants to go back to like not knowing about how the world works or any of these things once they don't understand those, because they feel like life was simpler back then, and therefore they associate ignorance with happiness. And I don't think that childhood is inherently happy. It's just that you have to deal with less things, and you have the mental association with knowing less things means having to do with less things.
Yeah, and I also do not really relate to that mindset, because I knew about the bad stuff happening in the world at a very early age. So I don't know. I associate childhood with freedom more than ignorance, because like as you said, like people like, oh, since like I didn't know anything about this at the time, I must have been happier, because that's what ignorance is, right? But the reason why you liked your childhood so much is because like you didn't have to worry. You have to worry about less. You just didn't have to worry about all this stuff, and you had more freedom to really figure out what you want to do. But then when you're 18, you're forced to figure out what you're going to do with your life right then and there, because once you're 18, you're an adult. We have to throw you out the house, and you have to say, hey, you have to figure out what you're gonna do, or else if you're dead.
Yeah.
You're gone. You're gonna be run over by the
Because
government's
maturity
car.
is totally a binary concept. It's not a scale. As soon as you turn 18, you immediately, like, stop finding fart jokes funny, and you want to do your taxes and be a hardworking citizen, and it's not like you have to condition a kid
Yeah.
in order to want those things. It's not like that takes time. Ugh. Doesn't make any sense.
It's just like you'll remain that, like, you'll have that childhood whimsy and curiosity as long as you allow it to.
Yeah.
Like if you like still like watch SpongeBob and laugh at fart jokes after you turn 18 and take the time to, like, I don't, explore your more curious side, then you'll remain a quote unquote child.
Yeah,
But
that's like stigmatized by
social stigma
society,
and stuff.
unfortunately, but it's also a road to probably being a lot happier, I'd assume.
Yeah. And like I guess like it's on the road to not being stigmatized, because like adults liking cartoons is mainstream now,
Yeah.
but I don't think they like it the right way. Like I think they kind of watch it, and they treat it, I don't know, like a Game of Thrones or something, as like, oh, if I watch this then I will become happier. Like if I watch a whole bunch of Adventure Time when I come home from work, then my life will be fixed. I'll feel like a child again. Where it depends a lot more on the attitude while watching those shows, rather than just actually watching them. You have to fully invest yourself into it. You gotta fully invest yourself into the childish humor, because that's what all the people who made those shows are. That's why Rebecca Sugar is the best
Yeah.
person who is not Japanese.
Yeah, I think that a lot of like the experience of just being able to like watch a kids show and just like enjoy it for being a kids show is the way that you kids engage with TV being a lot different than the way adults do. Because like when you're a kid, you have to like you like, hey, I got home from school, let's put on TV and watch Cartoon Network or Nick or Disney or whatever while I'm doing my homework, or before I do my homework or whatever, and have that in the background, and whatever's on is on, and you're just going to like not be paying as much attention to it because you didn't like go to like Daily Motion or Kiss Cartoon or whatever to go and find what you're looking for. You don't feel like you have to like devote yourself to paying that much attention and understanding what's going on. And as such, like a lot of kids' cartoons are not designed to be watched like going out of your way to pay a ton of attention to it. And yeah, so when you do that, I feel like it becomes less enjoyable. Because like the other night, I guess it would have been like 6 days ago now, whenever last Saturday was. I just threw on Cartoon Network, and it was Adult Swim, and Dragon Ball Super was on, and even like I've tried watching the show and sitting down and watching it in the past because it's Dragon Ball. Hey, I'm gonna like this. It's a continuation of a show I liked in my childhood. And then I realized it was done. But it was when I was watching it on TV, just because it was on, I was suddenly able to just shut my brain off and enjoy it. So
Yeah, TV. People, like, even though like the internet has like you can just fully invest yourself in anything you want. TV just has that mindless aspect of it.
yeah.
But and I wish I could revisit it, but I don't have cable in my house anymore, so.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think that CRT TVs are also like kind of like mentally associated with that with me, because like for the longest time, even though we had an HD TV upstairs, I always watched TV in the basement, and that's where we have the big old CRT that weighs like 16 quintillion pounds, and as such, I associated that feeling with CRT TVs. So whenever I want to like just do that, I can just hook my computer up to that, or I always prefer to play games on that for that reason, and so on and so forth. So even if I didn't have cable, I think I'd still be able to do that to some extent.
I also associate with that because I had a big CRTV in my room, So I just watch Cartoon Network on that all day, and that'd be great. I don't know. I want to do what Outlaw described to me when I first met her. Was she would just download shows and then download commercials to watch in between the shows.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, just edit the commercials in between the shows you're watching. I'm like, that's genius. I should do that.
Yeah, because like, marketing is evil and bad, but when you go out of your way, like it has like, it's especially on kids' channels, it has just this feeling of like. Because the show is like, again, it's like mindless and going on in the background, it's just this feeling of just being swept away by what the corporate figureheads want you to do, and that feels relaxing in that case for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's like it's the brainwashing working,
Yeah.
and the brainwashing makes us happy. And then when it stops, and then you pirate everything. You're just like, everything we need to go back. We need to find a time machine. We need to stop.
Yeah, we need to go back to an era where I can't watch the things that I want on a timely basis because they've tricked me into liking that. I mean, I guess to an extent that's still true because like whenever I do have to watch something illegally, I always torrent it just for the sake like, hey, if I have to do it illegally, I might as well get the best quality. So I still have to wait for it, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not this. It's really not. I mean, like, at times, at times, I really appreciate the fact that I can just watch anything I want when I want to. But there'll just be times I'm just like, I really miss TV. I just want to like stay up until 12 a.m. and watch Adult Swim. I want to experience that again.
Yeah, I never knew what Adult Swim even was for the longest time, because my bedtime was like a strictly enforced. You go to bed at 8 o'clock, like for like my entire childhood up until we moved to Colorado. So I didn't even ever get to experience what that was. So a lot of people had that and I didn't. So yeah, it's another thing of me being sheltered, I guess.
I also had a bedtime. I still kind of do. I never follow it though. I'm not back then and not now. Once I got a TV in my room and once I got a computer when I was like 10, I was like, well, sleep is out the window now. Sleep is not important anymore. What is important is this instant gratification. So I just like stay up until like 12 watching Adult Swim every night. And you know, I'd be tired in the morning, but it was worth it. That started around when I was 10, but yeah, I've always had kind of trouble sleeping. I never went to sleep on time, so I guess my mom just kind of being lenient. Well, not really lenient, more ignorant. Ignorance. And then when she learned, she was just like, whatever. I need to work. I need to provide for my children. Let them hurt themselves. They'll learn. They'll learn out of experience, which worked. She's right.
Yeah. Yeah, come to think of it, for me, I think I also, like, in, like, 3rd and 4th grade when I was, reading a ton of books, I also, like, discreetly stayed up past my bedtime by, like, an hour every night reading, like I was saying earlier, Percy Jackson or, like, Harry Potter or the name of this book is Secret or Lord of the Rings or whatever. So yeah, I guess I didn't always have like a strict bedtime, but it was never to like go do anything that my parents wouldn't approve of anyway. So.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What does YouTube mean to you?
To me, YouTube is like simultaneously the ultimate proof that good art can result in people being slightly successful, but also that literally everything that ever gets popular is going to be ruined because the regular people are going to start wanting the content that demands the lowest common denominator, panders the lowest common denominator, and it's all the content is just going to devolve into like this. Like we were just talking about, like how TV is just like autoplay whatever's on, and then you have ads in the middle, and that's what YouTube is for like the kids who don't know how to disable autoplay and don't know how to install an ad blocker or whatever, and just whatever comes on with like several like quintillion views, happy finger colored song. It's evil, but it's also proof that there can be good. Like.
Yeah, YouTube is there are some great things on YouTube that people have gotten successful over. Like if you sort through all the garbage and the filth, you'll find the gems, the true gems that like make you say, we're not completely doomed as a species. People do care. People still care about making good things. But then it's there. You also have to acknowledge that even though you're holding this gem in your hand, you're still surrounded by a lake of filth and disease and cancer.
Yeah,
it's
like. Truly, genuinely, like everybody knows about them. YouTubers who are also popular, I think, are basically like that are popular but are also like somewhat decent. Are basically just Anthony Fantano and Vsauce. I can't think of anybody else with like a ton of subscribers, like over 1 million subscribers, who's also like genuinely really good.
Yeah, I also agree with that. Anthony Fantano and Vsauce are like. Surprisingly, like, kept their artistic integrity, but their content was accessible enough to warrant that many views. Cause like Vsauce especially, cause Vsauce like makes these in-depth science videos that like completely shape the way I guess normal people think about science now.
Yeah.
Like he serves that kind of role. But I don't really see many people talking about him anymore, so I guess people rather watch shit like H3H3, which he's not even cool. Don't watch H3H3. He's not.
I don't know anything about H3H3 outside of the few times that Digi's mentioned him, so I don't even know what he does.
I mean, he makes. Remember Leafy?
Yeah.
He makes those kind of videos still.
Excellent.
Still.
The greatest quality.
And then sometimes his wife would show up and be like sitting next to him, kind of wide-eyed at the camera, kind of like a certain other guy we know. YouTubers should not date, or they should never put their girlfriends in videos, because if they do, then it will ruin everything.
Finding happiness ruins your content.
This is true, because if you're suffering, then your content will be better.
Yeah, because you'll feel the need to make a good thing, whereas if you're content with your life, you just keep doing it in order to just, like, continue subsisting, while also being happy for other reasons, whereas if you're miserable, hey, I'm doing this creative thing, I have no choice but to, like, try and make this creative thing a source of joy, so...
Yeah. And then, you end up, you make that thing, spend a year making that thing, and then you spend like the next 3 months not knowing what to do with yourself, so you just kind of watch anime and pop into Discord calls on the verge of hyperventilating every second of the day. Don't make YouTube narratives. Don't make giant videos. They all ruin your life.
Doing that much work is probably not healthy if it's not something you're getting compensated for, or anything other than the fact that it's eventually going to maybe exist.
I mean, I think I mean, you say it's like you say The End of Trash is the second greatest thing of all time, so that's enough for me personally.
God, I can't describe how much I love that video, because like the Weeb Trash Saga in general I love so much, because like the thing with the Weeb Trash Saga is that it's the only thing where like the fact that the earlier videos were like a lot lower quality actually enhances it, because like the whole thing is about like the artists like growing into maturity and being able to like prove to themselves that they can make a thing and getting better and better and better along the way. And in addition to that, the ways in like the old video, in which the old videos were bad, is like really charming. Like I really love the Watamote video, or the sort of Watamote video. I unironically love those. And then on top of that, just seeing you improve so drastically over time that it all culminates in the end of Trash, which is just it's perfect. I adore it so much.
Thank you very much, because like, I don't know, you seem to, because you're like my biggest fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I am your stalker.
You're the one who got it the most, and I was just like, yes, this is finally, it's all worth it. Everything was worth it. I'm validated. Now time to go rest until I can make it my next thing. But yeah, kind words. But back to you. My sixth and final question is kind of doesn't have anything to do with anything ever, but I just wrote down, you seem to associate with Lane a lot. Would you like to go in depth how?
Yes, I Lane is like one of the most relatable characters in anime, I think. Like for me, like because like the whole how do I want to start this? Lane is a character I think that you can like really easily project a lot of. If you're a person on the internet, you can project a lot of like the specifics beyond I am just a sad person on the internet onto Lane, and like the whole thing. I guess that's like a thing with like stoic characters in general, but like I associate Lane with like this feeling of not really like understanding your emotions at all, because you feel so like detached from them constantly, and therefore you retreat to the internet because it's a place where that effectively doesn't matter a lot of the time, and you can just like be roaming free and just learning about whatever you want. And in addition to that, you also forget about your forgetting about your physical form entirely, because I hate my physical body as it currently stands, and like the whole thing about like just merging with the Wired, that was just that's just like the most like appealing idea to me. And then just and then how like in, I don't remember what episode this is in, but like in the early episode, one of the early episodes where Lane is just eating dinner with her family, and everybody is just totally silent the entire time. Like that exact sense of just awkwardness and emptiness is like with her family. That's just exactly what I feel all the time with my family, and it's just so many things like that. Like at all times exactly one decent friend in real life, and then a bunch of people that you know on the internet, but then a bunch of people in real life who you like sort of hang around with occasionally because like just because they're people that you know in real life, but you don't actually care about them that much. Yeah, everything about Lane is just totally relatable. So yeah.
I wanna like you mentioned, like, you know, like forgetting about your physical form and merging with the Wired, because I associate you with looking like Lane.
Excellent.
or whatever current profile picture you have, which is Peridot currently on Discord. I'm like, well, this is what she looks like now. Because whenever I see you physically in a video, I forget that you look like that. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's.
This person is not like this void in the internet, or this floating consciousness that went into the internet one day.
Yeah, which is weird because like that's what I feel like a lot of time, just like a floating ball of consciousness, just walking around, forgetting that I physically exist, and then when it's like I don't have a body a lot of the time. It's like I am living on autopilot, so that's almost what happens. Like I don't like having
Yeah,
to record vlogs in person because it reminds me that I physically exist, and that's why I'm sad that my good mic is broken at the moment, and this one, which the audio is significantly worse, and then also whenever I connect it to my computer, it randomly like the connection isn't perfect, and then there's a lot more noise, and sometimes I randomly sound like a robot. But so that forces me to record things in reality, and I hate it.
mm, yeah, it's just yeah, living. I can sort of relate to like living on autopilot. Like I don't hate my physical form nearly as much because I guess I don't have the dysphoria aspect that you do. But I don't know. I feel like I am living in autopilot constantly in real life. I gotten to the point where like I'll just act in real life like how I'll act in the crows. Like sometimes I'll go into this loud, obnoxious, mimetic character and annoy everyone. And sometimes I'll just be like completely quiet and not talk to anyone around me.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I think that people would be like people on the internet would be surprised at how like loud and mimetic I can be with like the people who in real life who I wouldn't call them friends like but people who I hang around with because I'm forced to like I have mentioned in the Crows this kid named James who lives across the street from me, and I don't like it all, but I have to walk to school with every day because we leave at the same time and all that, and he is just constantly talking and annoying, and I don't like it at all. But around him, I can just be a lot louder and a lot more talkative than I am on the internet because on the internet I actually care about what people think of me. So.
Hmm. Yeah, I like stopped caring what people think of me a long time ago, and I'm like, I have this like philosophy of if if they don't like me, then I don't know, they're missing out. So whatever, might as well just be myself.
As long as you have some people who
Um,
understand you, you don't need everybody to.
Yeah, but yeah, Lane is the ultimate symbol of what we all because like Lane is so specifically relatable to a lot of people, and I guess accurately predicted identity on the internet in such a frightening way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people bring this up, but like as people who kind of disassociate with our physical form, we it's kind of eerie how much they got correct.
Yeah, it's like, like I don't usually think of Lane as being a show from 1998. Like I had no idea when it was released at the time. The time that I first watched it, Lane was actually I think one of my first shows that I watched knowing it was anime. I don't know how I was introduced to it, but I didn't know when it was released at the time. And as such, I was just like, "Hey, this is a show about the internet." And it was like, and then when I realized, "Hey, this is 1998," geez, how did this happen? Chiaki J Konaka, you are God.
He has a time machine. He went back he went back into the fight all those years ago. And yeah.
I wish that I could turn back time.
I can turn back time.
Now the guilt is
Now
all
the guilt
mine.
is all
Can't
mine.
live without
Can't
the trust
live
from
without
those you
the trust
love.
from those you love.
No,
I know.
you can't forget the
We
past.
can't forget
You
the
can't
past.
forget love and
We
pride.
can't forget love and
Because
pride.
of that,
Because of that,
it's
it's killing me
My
inside.
singing voice sounds terrible to everybody except me, and I hate it.
My singing voice sounds terrible to everyone, including me. I don't know. Your singing voice is fine. I like it. It's good. But yeah. But whenever I sing around Outlaw, she's like, "Stop, weeb. You're killing everyone. You're killing multiple children."
Yeah, I don't really care about how good a voice sounds if it's not like trying to be professional. Because like if it's something that's obviously like going for like trying to like be like studio quality and whatnot, then if it's not, then it's bad. You failed to meet your goal. But like in a Discord call, it's great when people don't sing perfectly. I love like the little imperfections like that like you can't communicate like something like having a bad singing voice through text. That's why I love I love it when like in the middle of a call someone's a sibling will just walk in the door and start talking. It's like a background detail that can't exist in text. Like when people like have a mouse clicking in the background for like the entirety of a thing and things like that. I love those so much.
Oh yeah, me too. Those are, yeah, those kind of things are like not communicated in text, and also like you can't get that experience in real life.
Yeah.
Because when you're just talking to people through voice, it has that mysterious aspect. It's like, oh, what's going on in the background, which makes online communication a whole lot better because like first of all, the non-physicality aspect makes me feel a lot less anxious because when someone's face to face to me, I will easily get tired of them in 2 hours. I cannot be around physical people for like more than 2 hours without getting completely exhausted. But when it's like a Discord call, number one, I first of all, I'm surrounded by people that are like exactly like me, but not exactly, but like who share similar interests and tendencies. And also, there's just like a lot you notice in the background and stuff, which keeps me, which leads me to speculate what their real life is, because like, whenever I like first meet people, I don't know what their life is. I probably don't know what they look like, and I probably just don't know.
Yeah.
What they're like in general. So like, it has that mysterious factor in it. So,
Come to think of it, I still don't know what most of the crows look like, actually.
Oh, I do for all of them except Magos. I mean, well, obviously you've seen Magos with his mask on, but not his face ever. Cynical and Aerito.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know
Cynic, Larva, Drunk, Clag, Ray, Aerito, Pagan, Jeff, or I know the rest, but yeah. So it still has that mysterious, don't know what their actual life is like vibe.
If you want to know what Jeff looks like, Jeff just looks like your average long-haired neckbeard. Jeff looks like the Amazing Atheist.
I don't know what the Amazing Atheist looks like.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me Google this.
I guess right around now would be a good place to wrap it up, because I was worried like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough interview questions.
Yeah.
But then I realized like we're probably gonna go in depth about a lot of these, so I don't want to go on for multiple hours, and an hour and 12 minutes seems like a great length. So
Yeah.
you say your goodbye catchphrase thing.
Sayonara, Mina-san. See you next time. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I have like 17 of these. I don't know which one to use. Bye.